My name is Alex, and this is the story of how I, a gay boy, found the courage to leave my intolerant family behind and set out on a journey into the world. From a young age, I knew I was different. I tried to suppress my true self, pretending to be someone I wasn't, just to fit in with my family's expectations. But deep down, I knew that I couldn't keep living a lie. One fateful day, after yet another confrontation with my family about my unacceptable feelings, I made a difficult decision. I packed a small bag with some essentials, leaving behind a tear-stained note from my parents explaining that I needed to discover my own path and that I hoped they would eventually understand. With a heavy heart, I left home that night, not knowing where my journey would take me. The world outside seemed both exciting and daunting. I had no clear destination in mind. I just knew I had to escape the suffocating atmosphere of my former life. As I traveled, I encountered both kind-hearted and judgmental people. Some welcomed me with open arms, accepting me for who I was, while others turned their backs on me, disgusted by my sexuality. But with each experience, I grew stronger and more determined to find my place in this vast world. During my travels, I stumbled upon a vibrant LGBT community that embraced me without hesitation. They shared stories of their own journeys, filled with courage and resilience. Being surrounded by like-minded individuals gave me a newfound sense of belonging and hope. I found odd jobs along the way to sustain myself, making friends from all walks of life. Each encounter enriched my understanding of the world, its diverse cultures, and the beauty of human connection. As time passed, I began to heal from the wounds of rejection I'd suffered from my family. While I still longed for their acceptance, I realized that my happiness could not be contingent on their approval. I learned to love myself unapologetically, celebrating every aspect of my identity. I continued my journey, never knowing what each day would bring, but embracing the uncertainty with newfound courage. Along the way, I faced challenges, encountered love, and discovered places I never knew existed. My story is one of resilience, acceptance, and growth. And as I continue to explore the world and my own identity, I know that the journey is far from over, but I'm ready to face whatever lies ahead, knowing that I am no longer alone. I am part of a global community that has my back. So here I am, a young gay boy, setting forth on an adventure that has the potential to shape my life in unimaginable ways. With every step, I build my own destiny, knowing that I am free to live, love, and create a life that reflects the truest version of myself. As my journey unfolded, I stumbled upon a vibrant city that seemed to embrace diversity with open arms. It was here that I met Mark, a flamboyant and outgoing gay man who seemed to be the life of every party. He had a magnetic personality that drew people in like moths to a flame, and at first I found his company refreshing. We connected instantly, sharing stories of our experiences and the challenges we faced as gay individuals. Mark seemed to understand my struggles, having been through his fair share of hardships. We laughed together, danced until the early hours of the morning, and celebrated the freedom to be ourselves. But as time went on, I began to notice a darker side to Mark's charismatic persona. While he claimed to understand my desire for acceptance and love, I noticed that he often exploited people's vulnerabilities for his own gain. He had a way of manipulating situations to his advantage, leaving others hurt and betrayed in his wake. As our friendship deepened, I found myself becoming entangled in Mark's web of drama and deceit. He would drag me into conflicts with others, often taking advantage of my desire to be accepted and my fear of being alone in a new place. The more I got to know him, the more I realized that Mark's charm was a facade that masked his selfish and manipulative nature. He would often speak ill of our mutual friends behind their backs, using their secrets and insecurities to control them. I tried to distance myself from Mark, but he had a way of reeling me back in with apologies and promises to change. Each time I fell for it, hoping that maybe this time he truly understood the harm he was causing. But it was always the same pattern. He would use me, hurt others, and then come back, expecting me to forgive him. It became clear that Mark's friendship was toxic, and I knew I had to break free from his grasp. But doing so was not as easy as it seemed. He had woven himself into my life, and the thought of cutting ties with him filled me with anxiety. Despite the challenges, I knew I couldn't let Mark's poisonous influence continue to hold me back. I needed to find the strength to stand up for myself and surround myself with people who genuinely cared for me. As my journey continued, I faced the difficult task of untangling myself from Mark's clutches. It was a bittersweet process, letting go of someone who had been both a friend and a tormentor. But I was determined to break free from his toxic hold and find my own path to happiness and self-acceptance. As I distanced myself from Mark, I couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions, hurt, betrayal, and a deep sense of inadequacy. Even though we weren't officially together, his actions left a profound impact on my heart. I had allowed myself to believe his words, to trust that he cared for me in a way that was more than just friendship. Witnessing him with other guys, knowing that he said the same "I love you" to them as he did to me, made me feel like a fool. It was painful to realize that I was just one of many, just another name on his list of conquest. I questioned my worth, wondering why I wasn't enough for him to be satisfied with just me. I struggled with conflicting emotions. On one hand, I felt angry at his deceitful behavior, and on the other hand, I still longed for the connection we once had. It was a roller coaster of emotions that left me feeling emotionally drained and confused. I confronted Mark about his actions, hoping for some sort of explanation or closure, but he merely brushed off my concerns, trying to deflect the blame onto me or the other guys he was seeing. It was clear that he didn't want to take responsibility for his actions, and it hurt even more to see him disregard my feelings so callously. In my heart, I knew that I deserved better. I deserved someone who would love and respect me, someone who wouldn't play with my emotions for their own selfish gains. But breaking away from the hold Mark had on me was easier said than done. I found myself wavering between wanting to cut him out of my life completely and hoping that he would change. But deep down, I knew that hoping for change was futile. People don't change unless they truly want to, and Mark seemed content with his toxic behavior. With the support of newfound friends who genuinely cared about my well-being, I slowly started to build myself back up. I began to see my own worth, independent of Mark's opinions or actions. I realized that I deserved to be with someone who would cherish and value me for who I truly was. But even as I moved forward, there were moments when I still missed the connection we had shared. I had to remind myself of the pain he had caused and the toxic nature of our relationship. It was a process of healing, and I knew it would take time to fully recover from the wounds he had inflicted. In the end, I chose to prioritize my own well-being and happiness. I knew that holding onto a toxic relationship, even in a non-romantic context, would only hinder my growth and prevent me from finding genuine love and acceptance. And so, with a heavy heart, I continued my journey, learning from the pain and lessons Mark had taught me. I knew that I had to guard my heart more carefully, but I also remained hopeful that someday I would find someone who would truly love me for all that I was without any deceit or hidden agendas. Even though time has passed, and I've moved on from that chapter of my life, the scars left by my experience with Mark still linger. The hurt and betrayal have left a lasting impact, and I find myself haunted by nightmares from time to time. In those moments, the memories of his deceit and the pain resurface, reminding me of how vulnerable I once was. I struggle with feelings of insecurity, questioning my worth and whether I am deserving of love and acceptance. It's as if Mark's actions have left an imprint on my self-esteem, making it difficult to fully trust others and open up my heart again. Even though I'm aware that not everyone will treat me the way Mark did, it's hard to shake off the fear of being hurt again. I approach new relationships with caution, always trying to gauge the intentions of others and protect myself from potential harm. There are moments of doubt when I wonder if I will ever find someone who will genuinely love and appreciate me for who I am. I fear that my past experiences might sabotage future relationships, making it hard for me to fully commit and be vulnerable. Despite these lingering struggles, I am determined not to let the pain define me. I'm working on building my self-confidence and reminding myself of my inherent worth as a person. I surround myself with supportive friends who lift me up and encourage me to embrace my true self without reservation. Therapy has also been helpful in processing my emotions and learning to cope with the aftermath of a toxic relationship. I've come to understand that healing is a journey, and it's okay to take things one step at a time. There will be good days and bad days, but I'm committed to moving forward and not letting the past dictate my future happiness. Through this process, I'm slowly regaining my sense of self and finding the courage to be more open to new connections. While the scars may still be there, I'm learning to wear them as a badge of strength, a reminder of my resilience in the face of adversity. Though I may still have moments of uncertainty and fear, I'm determined not to let them define me. I've come a long way, and I'm proud of the progress I've made in healing and growing as an individual. I'm learning to trust myself and my instincts, and I'm hopeful that with time and patience, I will find the love and acceptance I truly deserve. I may carry the weight of the past, but I know that I'm strong enough to carry it while still moving forward with hope in my heart. After weathering the storm of my past, I found myself in a place of newfound strength and determination. It was during a trip to a picturesque coastal town that I had the most unexpected encounter with love. Let's call him Ryan. It was a cloudy day, the air heavy with the scent of the ocean. I decided to take a walk along the beach, hoping that the crashing waves would bring me a sense of calm after the emotional turmoil I had been through. Little did I know that this walk would change my life forever. As I strolled along the shoreline, lost in my thoughts, I noticed a dog running playfully in the sand. The sight brought a small smile to my face. Dogs always had a way of making everything better. I looked around and spotted the dog's owner, a tall, kind-eyed man with a warm smile. Our eyes met, and there was an instant connection, as if the universe had conspired to bring us together at that very moment. Feeling a bit shy but compelled to say something, I mustered the courage to compliment his dog, a beautiful golden retriever named Charlie. He thanked me with a genuine smile, and we struck up a conversation about dogs and the beach. From the start, the conversation flowed effortlessly, as if we had known each other for years. Ryan explained that he was visiting the coastal town for a short getaway, and something about his presence put me at ease. I found myself opening up about my own journey and the struggles I'd faced in the past. Surprisingly, he listened intently, offering support and understanding without judgment. We spent the rest of the day together exploring the town, sharing stories, and laughing like old friends. It was a serendipitous meeting that felt like destiny had intervened to bring us together. As the sun began to set, we found ourselves sitting on a secluded spot on the beach, watching the waves dance under the golden hues of the fading light. It was in that moment that I realized I had found something special, a connection that went beyond words. In Ryan, I found someone who accepted me for who I was, scars and all, and who saw the strength in me that I often struggled to see in myself. He was kind, patient, and had a way of making me feel safe and cherished. Over the days that followed, our bond grew stronger, and I knew that I had found the love I had been searching for. Ryan became my confidant, my cheerleader, and my partner in this journey called life. It was a happy accident, a chance encounter that had blossomed into something beautiful. From that moment on, my life was forever changed, and I knew that no matter what storms life might bring, I had found a love that would weather them all with me.